Her husband didn't just leave her. He robbed her. He took the $3,200 she had saved in tips. He took the keys to their life. And he left her with a baby that was only 5 months away from meeting a world that didn't want them. Now, Mia was sleeping against an old oak tree. Her pillow was a backpack full of textbooks she couldn't afford to read anymore. Her shirt was torn. Her stomach was empty. She thought she was invisible. Until a man in a $4,500 suit stopped right in front of her. What he did next isn't just a random act of kindness. It was a debt being paid from 30 years ago. Before we continue, tell us in the comments. Where are you watching from? Now let's look at how Mia got here. Mia Rodriguez used to believe that hard work was enough. At 19, she was the girl who worked the graveyard shift at a diner just so she could go to school during the day. Then she met Randy. He was a musician with big dreams and a silver tongue. One day, Mia, he'd say, "You won't have to work. We'll have a house, a garden, and kids playing in the grass." She believed him. She believed him so much that she quit school to work double shifts so he could focus on his music. She paid the rent. She bought the groceries. She fueled his dreams with her sweat. But dreams turned into a nightmare the morning the pregnancy test showed 2 pink lines. Randy didn't cheer. He didn't hug her. He exploded. "I'm 26, he yelled. "I'm not getting trapped in a dead-end life because of an accident." "It's not an accident," Mia whispered, her hand moving to her stomach. "It's our baby." Randy looked at her with eyes like ice. "No, it's your problem." That night, Randy packed a bag and vanished. A week later, Mia went to the bank to pay the rent. The balance on their joint account read, $0. Every cent of her hard-earned tips was gone. Misfortune didn't come alone. It brought friends. The morning sickness was so bad she couldn't keep her balance at the diner. Her manager, a woman who had forgotten what it was like to be young, fired her on the spot. "You're an eyesore for the customers," she said. Then came the landlord, Mr. Patterson. He didn't care about the baby. He cared about the check. In February, under a gray, freezing sky, Mia found her life packed into 3 black garbage bags on the sidewalk. At 4 months pregnant, Mia Rodriguez was officially a ghost in her own city. The streets are loud, but being homeless is very quiet. No one looks at you. Mia's only friend was the baby kicking inside her. She named her Arya. "We're going to be okay, Arya," she'd whisper to her belly. "I don't know how, but we will." But on this morning, Mia was too tired to hope. She hadn't eaten in 24 hours. She closed her eyes, praying for sleep to take the hunger away. She didn't hear the footsteps. Daniel Chin was 31 years old. He was the CEO of a multimillion-dollar tech empire. He had a board meeting in 20 minutes. His time was worth thousands of dollars a minute. But Daniel had a secret. He wasn't born with a silver spoon. As he walked through the park, he saw a girl. She was leaning against a tree, her torn shirt showing a pregnant belly. Next to her were 2 books, Baby Names and Prenatal Nutrition. The sight hit Daniel like a physical blow. He didn't see a homeless woman. He saw his own mother. 30 years ago, Daniel's parents arrived in this country with nothing. His mother was pregnant with him. They slept in a rusted-out car for 6 weeks. They were saved by a stranger, a woman named Eleanor Rodriguez, who gave them a room and told them, "Don't pay me back, pay it forward." Daniel walked over and knelt in the grass, ruining his $1,200 shoes. "Miss," he said softly. Mia jumped, her eyes wide with fear. "Please, I'm leaving, I'll go." "I'm not here to move you," Daniel said, his voice steady. "I'm here to ask if you've eaten." Mia hesitated. "Yesterday, half a sandwich." Daniel didn't call the police. He didn't call a shelter. He offered her his arm. "There's a cafe across the street," he said. "Let's get Arya some breakfast." Daniel didn't just buy her a muffin. He ordered the menu. He watched as Mia ate, her hands trembling as she took her first bite of real food in days. Between bites, the truth came out. She told him about Randy's music dreams, the empty bank account, and the landlord who threw a pregnant woman into the snow. Daniel listened in silence. His jaw was tight. he wasn't just angry at Randy. He was thinking about the cycles of cruelty that happen every day. Mia, Daniel said, leaning forward. My mother was exactly where you are when she was carrying me. She was 5 months pregnant, sleeping on a park bench. A woman named Eleanor Rodriguez saved us. She didn't want money. She wanted a promise. He looked her in the eyes. She told my mother that kindness is like a stone dropped in a lake. The ripples never stop. I've been waiting a long time to drop my stone. Daniel didn't give her a phone number for a shelter. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a set of keys. I own an apartment building nearby, he said. There's a 2-bedroom unit on the 3rd floor. It's fully furnished. It's been sitting empty because I was waiting for the right person to live there. Mia shook her head, tears spilling into her orange juice. I can't. I don't have any money for rent. There is no rent, Daniel said firmly. You're going to live there. You're going to finish your degree online. And my aunt, one of the best doctors in the city, is going to make sure Arya is born healthy. This isn't a handout, Mia. This is what humans do for each other. That night, for the first time in months, Mia didn't sleep on a backpack. She slept on 800 thread count sheets. She felt Arya kick, and for the first time those kicks didn't feel like a warning. They felt like a celebration. While Mia was rebuilding her life, the world was moving for the people who had abandoned her. Randy thought he had gotten away with it. He took Mia's $3,200 and drove to a new city to make it big. But talent can't be bought with stolen money. His band friends used him until the cash ran out, then kicked him to the curb. He found himself sleeping in his car, the very thing he feared. He was broke, alone, and bitter, realizing too late that he hadn't escaped a burden. He had thrown away the only person who actually loved him. The landlord, Mr. Patterson, found out how quickly the floor can drop. 3 months after he threw Mia out, he suffered a stroke. He had no family to care for him. His medical bills piled up so high that he had to sell the very building he had used to bully Mia. He ended up in a state-run facility, staring at the walls, wondering where all his kindness had gone. The diner manager watched her own daughter come home 6 months later, crying. Her daughter was pregnant, and the father had vanished. For the first time, the manager saw the face of the girl she had fired. She realized that the eyesore she wanted to hide was someone's child. She lived the rest of her life haunted by the look in Mia's eyes. The universe has a way of balancing the scales. 3 months later, there was a knock on Mia's new door. It was Randy. He looked thin, his clothes were dirty, and his rock star dreams were dead. Mia, he rasped, I made a mistake. I'm ready to be a father now. I'm ready to come home. Mia looked at the man who had left her starving in a park. She didn't feel anger. She felt nothing. You aren't a father, Randy, she said calmly. A father stays when things get hard. A father doesn't steal from a pregnant woman. You didn't make a mistake. You showed me who you are. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She simply closed the door. She had a life to build, and there was no room in it for ghosts. When Arya was born, Daniel Chin was the first person to visit. He didn't bring flowers, he brought a college fund. Years later, Mia Rodriguez wasn't just a survivor. She was the director of Eleanor's House, a nonprofit that helped thousands of women find safety. She taught Arya that being rich isn't about the $4,500 suit or the Italian shoes. It's about being the stone that starts the ripple. Because sometimes, when you lose everything, you're actually being cleared out to receive something much bigger. Sometimes, an angel doesn't have wings. He has a board meeting to get to and a heart that remembers where he came from. If you believe that one act of kindness can change a life, hit the like button. Have you ever had a stranger change your life when you were at your lowest? Share your story in the comments. Let's keep the ripples going.